Okay, so this is my second day working on this bowl, and I've got my cheese block of my combination bench or my bodgers bench right here, and I found that if I set this flat area of this bowl where I haven't carved the bottom in yet in here, I can manipulate that thing around and I can vise it in easy enough between that and my legs here. I can vise that thing in pretty good to work the wood. And so now I'm just kind of coming through here and cleaning this stuff up. The wood's still got plenty of moisture in it, so it's not hard to carve at all. But I've got some areas that I want to make some improvements to. Again, you know, I'm trying to leave this kind of rough finished because I wanted it to look handmade. I wanted it to look hand tooled. I didn't really want to finish it off too much other than that. And I got to tell you that I'm really impressed with these tools from North Bay that I got when I was in Seattle, because they are some really fine tools, and it really does a great job of making short work of this green woodworking. I'm trying to be cognizant of how deep I'm going right now, because I have got the bottom flat now. So I do have that ability to go too deep if I'm not careful. And like I said, this thing really does take out the wood. But I can look at the coloration of the wood and know that I'm still in the yellow. So I'm still in a safe area here. I'm still kind of in the heartwood area of this tree. I haven't gone beyond that. And below that heartwood is sapwood, as far as the way I've got this set up right now. Everything below that is going to be too deep, because that sapwood's the base of my bowl. So I'm just coming through here and cleaning out fine shavings now across the grain. Getting some areas around the outside a little bit cleaner that I wanted to get. And this is not perfect by any means, but it's the first time I've used this set of tools, and I'm really impressed with them. I've got lines drawn on here. I've got one line I didn't scribe in there that I wanted to go across the bottom of the bowl here to connect to this line here, so that I know that this part right here is the very bottom. These are the parts I want to dish out. And I'm going to use a Gransford Brooks carving axe to get that done on a hacking stock here. To get my initial material removal done. So here's the point we're getting to here. I've got it shaved down. Got a little bit more work to do here. I've got a trough cut in the front of it here, a pouring trough. It's a little uneven right here, a little thicker here than this here, but I can dress that up as I go with the axe here and things like that. So now I'm just trying to get everything kind of evened up to where I want it before I start doing any final work to it. We're getting there quick, that's for sure. What I'm trying to get to on this thing is I'm trying to get this thing to look like the whole thing has basically a chip face look to it. And you can see I'm just kind of taking out little chunks, almost like napping style chunks, to give it that chipped look. And working my way around things as I go here. And this Mora knife works really good for that. And this is kind of this is not a traditional draw knife because it's got a double bevel edge on it. So you can push with it really well too. It does push cuts really well too, and it doesn't go real deep on the push cuts. I like that real well. When you're going the opposite direction that you should be going in the grain, you can just turn that knife over to get that done, and then you come back and go the other direction as well. That's one thing I really like about this knife. And I'm just kind of flicking that thing to get what I want right there. Just kind of digging it in and turning it out. That's giving me those chipping style cuts that I'm looking for on the outer face of this bowl. So I've got one hand facing one direction and one hand facing the other direction. I'm just kind of turning that thing as I go with it. Almost like you would if you were using some kind of a one-handed draw knife or a makatagan. But I've got the other hand holding it down to give me control. And of course this is a double bevel blade as well. Unlike a traditional hook knife or makatagan, but